Alright, YouTube, now that we have Virtualbox installed, let's go ahead and install a VM. Alright, as you can see, it has the file menu where you can look and import, export an appliance if you have like an OVF, which is the open virtualization format. A lot of different virtualization companies like VMware and KVM, companies like that utilize the OVF format, and you can import a different VM from those platforms if you want to troubleshoot and do anything across platforms, across environments. And the same thing can be done or said from VirtualBox. You can export a VM and import it to something else. So let's go ahead and install a new server. This is going to be a MX Linux. And down here, you want to select whatever type of OS you have. If you have Windows, you do that. And then you can pick the server type here. I'm going to, MX Linux is Linux. And it's a 64-bit. So I'm just going to select something very generic like that. And as you can see right here on the machine folders, it'll have the location of your VirtualBox VMs. Just make sure you know where that's at in case you need to import, export, or modify your VM folder in any way. I'm just going to click next. Now I'm going to give this VM 4 gigs of RAM. And as you can see, I have 16 gigs of RAM, so 4 gigs isn't that bad, but just keep in mind that your overall system, whatever you're using, your desktop or your laptop, has enough RAM to support whatever your VM total usage is. So if you have multiple VMs running, you have to keep that in mind. All right, on the next page here, this is where we set up our hard disk. I'm going to go ahead and create one, but you can also use an existing one. Say you import one off your USB drive or something from another computer or something. You can just install that whatever you save. All right, let's go ahead and create a new one. And these are different types you can use: VDI, which is VirtualBox Disk Image, VHD, or VMDK. VMware is huge on the VMDK formats. So if you wanted to utilize this or use it, build it here in VirtualBox and then port it over to something else, you could do that. Next. Now, this is one of my favorite parts about VirtualBox. It really gets me excited. Dynamically allocating your hard drive space. If you're just testing something or playing with something, you don't really want to have a fixed size unless it's something like a home theater PC or something you're going to be using in the long term. But usually if you're just spinning up a web server or something like that, or troubleshooting something for one of your clients, you usually just use a dynamically allocated disk so that it can grow and expand as you need it to. You don't want to really use fixed sizes unless it's something that's going to be long term and you want to use that space today, block it out from anything else utilizing it. But we don't. This is just a VM, so let's go ahead and keep it dynamically allocated. Now I'm going to increase the size of this from 8 to 16. And there you go. All the settings right here are set up for it. Now all we have to do is tell it which ISO to actually use. And here you have your general settings and tab, basic, advanced, description, and it just covers all those things we already did in the basic setup. So let's go to storage. And you see this empty CD looking image right here. We're going to select that. And then you want to choose virtual optical disk file. Yes. Downloads. I was in the wrong browser. Sorry about that. I'm in the wrong folder. Now I have multiple images here, but I just want to use the MX ISO. There you go. Say OK. And then just start. And the GUI will come on up. And I want to select the MX version I want. keep in mind, once you go in here into the VM, you might lose your mouse. So all you have to do is hit the right control key and you'll be able to come around out. Just capture. Oh, and another neat thing, can't display it here. Let's see. I'll bring it up once this VM is established. But the feature I was looking at is Virtualbox allows you to run a headless server. Like if you're running something you just want to SSH into, or web server, something like that, you don't even have to have a GUI on it. I'm just going to let this load up. Alright, as you can tell, MX Linux is here. I'm going to click the installer for this MS Linux and go ahead and get it started. It has the 16 gigs that I chose earlier. Now I'm going to go ahead and install. Go through the install process. And name the computer test.com for computer main, and just test. However you want to do your server install is up to you. You can customize it however you like. Alright, and I'm going to do East Coast time. It would create a user. Alright, click show passwords, which is a great feature. Don't ever use that password. Disclaimer, disclaimer. And we're going to wait right here. And I'll come back on the next video when this finishes.